The Minnesota Vikings are indeed around $16 million over the salary cap, but can still be players in free agency and take care of their own and keep their guys because baby, cause I'm a thug. That's right. Our guy Sean Borman, he pointed out that the Vikings could easily restructure Danielle Hunter and Harrison Smith. This is what he wrote. The Vikings can save $19.5 million in cap space by converting the rooster bonuses of Danielle Hunter and Harrison Smith into signing bonuses. Hunter's cap hit $26.12 million down to 12. Harrison's cap hit $13.46 down to 7.5 and change. Would take Minnesota from negative 16 to $3.5 million in salary cap space. You love to see it, man. Now, there are a couple rules here. Donnie, this is not Vietnam. There are rules here. This is bowling. So rules for restructures. 1, restructures are not pay cuts. Restructures are not pay cuts. Restructures are not pay cuts. Repeat again. His name is Robert Paulson, because so many times you will see a player get restructured where it's usually in their contract that they don't get a say if a contract is restructured because it doesn't affect them. They still get every single penny that is in their contract, usually in one lump sum up front and in form of a bonus as opposed to waiting on base salary. And you'll see a lot of fans about, oh, he restructured, he took a pay cut, oh, he loves the team so much. No, he probably just woke up to a text from his agent that, hey, you want $12 million today? Yes, I do. Chef's kiss emoji. Send. Right. So again, restructures are not pay cuts. Pay cuts are not restructures. Number 2. Player has to have years remaining on that deal. So what happens is you either take a roster bonus or you take the base salary and then you divide that up as a prorated bonus over the remaining years. So ideally you have 3 or 4. Sometimes you have 2. Sometimes you can add void years, which is a nouveau, and you can spread the cap hit that way. But no. So that's why Kirk Cousins, with 1 year deal, 1 year remaining on his deal, can't have a restructure in the traditional sense. Now they could add void years, which is what we've talked about before, converting some of that $35 million base salary and the prorating into a bonus, spreading things out over 2 or 3 years. But yeah, number 3, you generally want to restructure players that are going to be here because nothing is worse than having a bunch of dead cap for a player who's not there. Yeah, Dave's not here, man. So you want to take players that are generally on their first big contract, so their second contract after their rookie deal. Guys that are in their prime, guys that are going to be around the team for a while, because like we mentioned, the way that teams get into cap hell is that they have dead cap on players that are retired or gone. Hence Drew Brees and the Saints, Aaron Rodgers and the Packers in a couple years. You love to see it, man. So let's just go through here. This is over the cap, salary cap calculator. You go into 2031. What's the Viking salary cap situation in 2031? Oh, we got no one there? How about 2025? Ooh. Oh, Danielle Hunter is on the books. Harrison Smith is on the books. Oh, there you go. So Danielle has 2 years left on his deal, which was a restructure, redoing, reimagining of his contract. Also has a couple void years on the back end too. Harrison Smith is inked up through 2025, so he's got 4 years remaining after signing his extension. So the Vikings currently, you can see it up here, around $16 million in the hole. Now, this is a rudimentary back of the envelope math. It's not perfect, but it does give you an idea of what could happen. So walking through, 2 guys that want to restructure right away. So Danielle Hunter, right now his base salary is 1.4, and he's got an $18 million roster bonus coming in. 600,000 is already on there. So now we're going to restructure the whole thing. So they're going to trim his base salary down to the league minimum, the veteran minimum, and then they're also going to prorate out his $18.6 million signing bonus. So see his cap number. You can see it over the top. It's 26.1, blah, blah, blah. So restructure and enhance. So 26 down to just under 12. So we'll take that. The Vikings move from 16 in the hole up to 1.76 in the hole. And then you got Harrison Smith, who's got a $2.95 million base salary, nailed it, and then $8.6 million rooster bonus. So let's restructure him. So we're going to trim $1.83 million from that, and we're going to prorate this entire non-prorated bonus currently, his roster bonus, so restructure and enhance. So now the Vikings get up to 6 because Sean was talking about restructuring just the bonuses, but this calculated in the base salary as well, because why the hell not? And so Danielle, I absolutely understand it, where you're going to prorate out his deal, and then ideally he's going to be here with the Vikings long term, and if he plays well next year, you'll extend him for a long time, and hopefully he'll end his career in purple. Where Danielle, last offseason, Danielle and his camp obviously were looking for a new contract, but after the torn pec, you haven't heard a lot. You haven't heard a lot either from Danielle doing things on cryptic things on social media, or the agent clearly leaking things to Rap Sheet is usually his go-to. NFL insiders like, oh, Danielle Hunter wants a new contract, right? So you haven't seen that. So I think that they understand. It's like, hey, we have to prove ourselves now. Yeah, Danielle's firmly in his prime. He's coming off that pec injury. We still have $18 million roster bonus, which is still kind of nice. So we're going to be good to go for a year. But play well this year, stay healthy, and then get paid, because Danielle next offseason will be 28. Harrison. So we're prorating this over the next 4 years of Harrison. Now, do I think that Harrison is going to play until he's 36? Maybe not, but even if he plays till 35 at a relatively high level, if he pulls an Eric Weddle, minus the whole stepping away from the game for a year or two, then yes, then this does make sense. Where you also have guys like Thielen and Kendricks. Now, Thielen and Kendricks have already restructured once on their deal, and the Vikings could have them do it again. So, I mean, let's just walk through. Let's just get a little nuts here. Like, how much can we trim without actually touching Kirk Cousins' contract? So you got Kendricks. I would restructure Kendricks first, because of age and because of relative value on the contract. So we're going to restructure here. So we're going to take his $9.15 million base, and we're going to trim that mother down to the veteran minimum. There we go. So that gets up to 10. Now, Thielen and Dalvin, I'm a little bit more dicey on restructuring, because let's face it, Thielen is 32. Is he going to pull Larry Fitz? Is going to move into a slot, into the slot? Can he play for another 4, 5, 6 years? Maybe. Dalvin at 27. 27 is starting to become old for a running back. It just is what it is, and Dalvin has never played a full season, so it is what it is there as well. But, all right, so let's restructure Thielen. So we're spreading out his contract over the remaining years of his deal. So we're trimming down his base salary, and also we're kicking the can on this non-prorated bonus. There you go. And let's get nuts. Let's restructure Dalvin as well. Why the hell not? So there you go. Everything trimmed down. So the Vikings going from 16 in the hole up to about almost 24 million. So nearly a $40 million cap swing just by restructuring these guys. Now, they could do this today. Again, it doesn't take input from the player or the agent. A lot of these contracts have automated team discretion restructures in there, and the players would actually don't mind it, because beyond just a big ass pile of cash today, you get some job security because of the dead cap that's on the books for the team. So if it's a close financial decision between cutting an older player or keeping them because they have so much dead money on the cap, sometimes they'll keep them. All right, so the Vikings, I certainly see Hunter Vikings long term. We'll say 4 years from now. Yes. Thielen, maybe with age. Kendricks, yes, but then we're getting close towards the end, especially since Kendricks is much more of a mobile, agile, hostile coverage linebacker. And then Harrison, we'll see. Dalvin, you don't see too many 31-year-old bell cow running backs, but it is what it is. And at this point, the Vikings can free up some cap space. They can re-sign a couple guys. They can do things in free agency. They can rework Michael Pierce's contract as well. He's got 2 years remaining. Hell, maybe they restructure Brian O'Neill right out of the gates, man. It's possible. Maybe they re-sign Anthony Barr, and then they offset some of his dead cap that they had from the redoing of his contract last offseason. But we'll see what happens. But either way, Rob Brzezinski, I trust him. Kwesi, I trust him. Kevin O'Connell, let's get this thing going. I think financially the Vikings can keep the band together. They can add a couple more, trumpets and a French horn and a cowbell, and then we can really get this thing going. But your thoughts are thoughts. Restructuring Danielle and Harrison Smith, freeing up cap space because #CapSmith. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skull Production Value.